Yo, what's up? Man, it looks kind of blurry. Wait a minute, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Hell, that didn't make it any better, didn't it? Why those guys are so blurry? Well, can y'all still see me? Yeah, you can. Well, you don't really need to see me. You just need to hear me. Y'all see the title of this post? I've been sitting on this for a minute. I guess a little longer than most folks. I guess when the incident happened, as soon as it happened, a lot of people jumped on social media, and I kind of like to wait a minute and see all the news, all the information that comes out, and more information that comes out, and it doesn't get any better. Like, it gets worse. And for those of you, who been sitting in a rocking chair on planet Mars, you should know what I'm talking about. That is the recent murder of a young black man at Southern University, 20-year-old brother by the name of Caleb Wilson. I didn't say anything in the beginning. I just wanted to, see, I guess, all the news that comes out. And the title of this is, pledging a fraternity shouldn't be a death sentence for black males. and the more the stuff that came out, it's just sad. It's just sick. It's sociopathic. You're gonna lie about it, then you get caught up, the truth comes out. And it was the reason it took me so long to really talk about this, because I had so many. If I'd come out like the way I did, which I did a video on it, but I deleted it. I'm like, Rick, you don't have to go that hard. But maybe I should. Maybe I should have kept that original video that I did, because I try not to cuss so much. Because, I want to give anybody an excuse to turn the video off. Hey, Tiffany Sugar. But no, you can turn it off if you want to. Not too many people get tuned in when something happens to black men anyway. So, but believe it or not, black males' lives matter too. And I believe everything they said about Caleb Wilson, as far as him being a cool dude, never met a stranger, easygoing, very dedicated. I believe everything that they said about, that they've been saying about him. And if you've gone to college, particularly at HBCU, you know what I'm talking about. They're coming out hard. Hey, Tiffany. But I saw the story with his father, thanked the crowd of students and well-wishers when he spoke on their campus. And the trembling in his voice, and just all that just made me angry. And with every report, everything they said about him, and I just got more and more angry. Because, we like to talk about racism, white supremacy, and we talk about how cops are killing black men and all of that, but damn, when we gonna stop acting like the people we're accusing of hating us? And of course, little by little, the fraternity that is responsible for this young man. He wasn't a child. He was a young man, in probably the coolest part of his life. 20 years old in college, and at Southern, at an HBCU, you can't beat it. Because it was awesome when I was 20 years old at Grambling State University. Just cut short because he, in my opinion, and I guess when we look at it, but what it is, he just kind of made a wrong turn, in my opinion. Maybe picked the wrong fraternity. All what I'm saying is legitimate. This whole hazing and people want to join fraternities. I'm still asking why young men are still trying to join fraternities. It's 2025. It's too much out here for people to feel the need to belong. And then you not only have to pay money, but you have to get your ass beat. I guess you have the psychological hazing. But then there comes the physical hazing. And y'all know what really made me sick? Not just the lying about it. And they dropped him off at the hospital, said he fell out from playing a damn basketball game in the park. But you know what really made me sick is an old head that graduated a year ago, come back to get him some licks in. And I know that has been a practice of hazing and pledging for forever, for decades. Old heads come back to try to get their lick in, get them some shots in through the hazing process. You know, and I want to say this to all you old motherfuckers that graduated from your school already. Keep your 30-year-old, keep your old ass on where you at. What you're supposed to do. And that guy, by the way, he was only 24, but he had graduated a year ago or so. But still, you out of the system. You should have been somewhere trying to, Caleb, what's the other? His name was Caleb too. I think he was Caleb Williams. I don't know what his last name was, but he was Caleb. And I know he's not the only one, and I can't wait for them to continue to round up the murderers. And so those who played a part in it and all of that. Everybody that was there that night, all of them. Even the people that dropped them off at the hospital and lied, they ass need some manslaughter charges too. Everybody. So, I'm just saying, all you old heads, y'all stop bringing your ass back to these undergrad campuses to try to get your lick in, to get you a punch in the chest or get you a whack up with the paddle and shit. Take your old ass on the grad chapter and try to bring some real adult professionals in. Keep y'all old ass away from that campus when y'all graduate. Trying to get your lick in, trying to get you some wood in, retarded, old, loser life having bastards. And I know there's been a tradition. Well, let's put it on blast. I'm crossing the street real fast. Y'all want to bring y'all ass back to the campus after y'all done graduated 5 years, 10 years, whatever ago, to come back and see some young guys want to come through your fraternity. You think you's owed to you to beat up on them or paddle them or punch them or make them do dumb stuff. No, you had your turn. But I will say this. I will say this. If you're going to come back, old heads, old fraternity, I'm not going to cuss. I let the other cuss words slip out. But if you're going to come back, you come back as supposedly the wiser older brother to be. You don't bring your ass back swinging wood and doing all kinds of dumb stuff. You don't do that. You're supposed to be the words of wisdom. You're supposed to be the grand teacher, not the one who trying to swing wood, fool, punch folks in the chest till they die. Yeah, I said it. Sick of it. And I'll go back to the question. Why are young men still pledging fraternities? I think this shit is overrated now. I think Divine Nine has really outlasted its usage. If no one understood that, if you weren't paying attention to last year's presidential election, where segments, and let me say this before I continue to talk, because I'm not going to mince my words, but I want to let the folks know, those who pledged or became members of fraternities. You know, I know a lot of y'all. We all went to school together. Please charge it to my head and not to my heart. I'm not talking about you. But, you know, if you feel the need to defend your shit, it is what it is. But ask me, has that ever made me stop talking? I don't have any ill will, but I'm not going to pretend that this stuff is not a problem. I wonder if, to the members of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, I wonder if Carter G. Woodson, the father of Black History Week, the creator of Black History Month, a proud member of Omega Psi Phi in 18 or 1920, whatever the hell it was. I wonder did he physically haze anybody who wanted to get into the organization. There's something special, something in particular about that particular organization. I have not heard any murder being attached to any other fraternity Not the alphas, the kappas, or the sigmas, or I guess iota, them, whoever, iota, whoever they are. But murder seems to be attached to Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. And I say this because now 2 times in my life, I've heard about the murder. And probably those who are part of the organization probably know about other murders during the hazing process. But these are the 2 that I know that have been reported. This recent one with Caleb, and in my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee, where members of Omega Psi Phi murdered a young black man. His name was Tyree Nichols. In my opinion, it was reported. I think I snapped. Shout out to Kwame Brown. It made world news how they beat him until he stopped breathing. At least 3 or 4 of them were members of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. And no one yet has, and it's interesting that the family of Tyrese Nichols was represented by Ben Crump, who was a member of Omega Psi Phi. What is so interesting about that situation, it was members of Omega Psi Phi that murdered Tyree Nichols, and reportedly, according to hometown rumor, gossip, or probably reality, he was beaten to death because of some chick that belonged to one of the accused. But of course, we got it because he supposedly ran from the police and all of that. And there's something up with that organization. There's something kind of sociopathic, and it's not all. But goddamn, we're gonna have to admit that in all of the members of the Divine 9 groups, of all 9 of them, there's a large segment of each one of them that's kind of weird. It's got this elite, uppity, better than thou attitude about other blacks. And then if you go up to any one of the accused, they'll swear about black men and black men empowerment. That's bullshit. But how you beat somebody to death? Hazing on the campus, as well as while you wearing your work uniform as a cop. That's amazing to me. But hazing has been a part of that practice, well over 100 years, I'm sure, 50, 60 years. And even when I was a student at Grambling, I heard about people getting hurt, arm broke, leg broke, beat with boat paddles. I used to hear about all that stuff. But no one was murdered. And this is that was reported. And this needs to stop. You ask them, what's the purpose of the physical hazing? Well, I'm sure if you ask any fraternity, the guy who got the wood and got beat in the chest or limbs broken and drinking other people's vomit, I heard all that stuff too. That's really nasty. Pass the cup, throw up and all that kind of nasty crap. They say, it's about building a bond. I mean, a bond for all y'all go to the emergency room. And also, it's been described what they do to get in a fraternity is they call it a man's rites of passage. Did y'all hear what I said? A rites of passage, like a manhood rites of passage. And I always found that to be interesting, because I read up on rites of passage, rituals or situations with young men in the culture. Let me say this. If it's about trying to make men out of these young men, or take them through a manhood rites of passage, how come so many homosexual guys make it to the fraternity? How they make it through the process? Because it's about manhood. How come so many gay dudes make it through the threshold? How come so many homosexual men get to walk the hot sands, the hot burning sands? There's something broken in that system of trying to create men, because you got gay dudes making all through there. All of the fraternities got plenty of gay dudes. And that's supposed to be something that's supposed to make men out of people? Get out of here. Somebody enjoying that little wood more than they want to let on. And then also, if it's about manhood, how do the sociopaths make it through the pledging process? How do the sociopaths, how do the murderers make it through? How do they make it through the goddamn pledging process? If it's about manhood builds character, strength, knowledge, wisdom, courage. It doesn't build a sociopath. It doesn't build a sexual deviant. So y'all gonna have to tell me, goddammit. Don't make me think I'm the smartest guy in the room. I know it's somebody else in here with me. If it's supposed to be about creating men, where all these violent sociopaths come from? And where these sexual deviants come from? Then we talk about the history of Greekdom. They try to separate themselves from the original Greeks, which was white homosexuals. No, they ain't none of us, man, no. But y'all got a lot of gay dudes. A lot of gay dudes. A lot of them players, they're Grambling. A lot of them players, HBCUs across the country. And a lot of them have the nerve to be married and got grown-ass kids and come back. And come back to homecoming like don't nobody know. That wife that been married to 20 years, that's a beard. I'm just saying, people be talking. I just be listening when people are talking. So don't hold me to nothing I say. You hear me? And again, why are young men still pledging fraternities? And so I'm going to come from go even further from a mental health perspective. You know, y'all, for those of you who don't know me, you know, I've been a social worker over 25 years, substance abuse counseling as well as mental health, a lot of mental health. And so I can't help but pose these questions. What is it? And when you go to why people feel the need to belong, you know, I want to say this. Let me say this on the side. I know, hey Sharon, how are you? Mr. Sharon Howard, how are you? You know, I know people like to join stuff join gangs and be able to create their own little sociological groups, you know, to fit in. You try to go where you can fit in or feel needed. I get that. And that's why a lot of young men and young women pledge, Divine Nine organizations. We're talking about fraternities tonight. That's why they do it. They try to find friends. And I want to say to you young men out there, if this video gets to a young man in high school who feels alone, he feels like he needs to be a part of something. Young man, you don't need to become a part of anything. Anything. The number one, make you pay a fee about $2,000 or $2,500. Then as you go through there, you have to buy stuff for Big Brother and all of them. You have to spend money while you're in there, buying them gifts and buying stuff for them and doing all that. Then get your ass whooped on top of that. That ain't how it works. If you feel alone, you feel like you have this longing to belong to a group of guys or group, you don't have to pay for it. You know, you don't have to get your behind beat to the point of arm broken or neck spraying or even your life being lost. You don't have to, because it's totally unnecessary. If you feel alone, that's why we have these 800 numbers where you can call. You know, you have life coaches, you have therapists. There's counselors and therapists to reach out to. You don't have to join. Just like we try to discourage y'all because you don't feel welcomed. You don't feel cool. We try to discourage you from joining street gangs. Well, I'm discouraging you from joining fraternities, because it's not the fraternities of the 30s and the 40s and the 50s or the 60s. There's some other shit going on. And I'm just telling you this, young men, you don't have to pledge. Number two, I know a lot of guys, young men, when they get to college, they may not have been a hit at high school. You know, they pledge because, they see the fraternity guys around there, walking around the campus like proud peacocks, and that's cool. And they see them getting the top-notch women because of the shirts that they have on, be it Qs, Kappas, Alphas, Sigmas, or what have you. If you got an issue with getting some coochie, fellas, young men, 18, 19 years old, what you need to do is get in the weight room and get your weight up. Go to counseling. Get you a life coach. You don't have to join a fraternity to get women. You get women based on who you are. Because when I was in school, a lot of cats who had way more women than the guys in the fraternity. And they were just cool. Develop a personality, young man. You don't have to pledge to get no coochie. Did y'all know that? Obviously, dudes are still pledging. Pledging doesn't give you a personality. Getting in a fraternity does not make you cool. Because if you're a lame before you pledge, you're going to be a lame afterwards. You're going to be a lame that causes the fraternity a lot of pain. Do y'all understand that? It's going to cause the fraternity a lot of pain because you were lame before you got in. You were able to masquerade or hide your sociopathic ways as you went through the pledge process. Number 3. A lot of y'all say y'all pledge, it's a brotherhood. It's a brotherhood. Man, please. So all these black men around, you can't find no brotherhood with all these black folks. You're on a black college campus. Thousands of black men. You came from a black high school. Even from the suburbs, came to a black college. You couldn't find no brotherhood with all of us who were not members of a fraternity? That's BS. What you mean? What kind of brotherhood does that make? You get your ass whooped, you pay them thousands of dollars to join. You get your ass beat. Hopefully you survive. And all of a sudden, that's your brotherhood? When all of us as black men, we are a brotherhood? We go through something way worse than what you think you joined a fraternity for. We go through real life as black men, the most unprotected, the most disrespected, and the most disregarded, the most discarded, the most slighted. That's who we are. And we can't bond on that. You need to pay somebody thousands of dollars to beat your ass, to belittle you verbally, so you can feel like you belong. We walk past black men every day. Don't say jack. So y'all, I don't believe in that. Well, it's a brotherhood. Man, please. See, I'm a black dude. I'm a black man. I'm a Dr. John Henry Clark kind of black man. When I see another black man, my brotherhood starts whenever I see another black man, period. It doesn't matter if he has on a Masonic shirt, if he has on a black Greek letter shirt, if he has on a Church of God in Christ shirt, or a Church of Christ shirt, a Baptist, Southern Baptist shirt. When he take all that off, he's still a black man. That's how I've always operated. But unfortunately, in our race, we got a lot of people who segregate based on, I guess, T-shirts. And that has to stop. And it would be great if I were in position to tell all HBCUs to rid them of these organizations. They're no good. Well, I mean, what are they good for? Really, what are they good for? How come we just can't be with each other, talk to each other, learn our differences? Because not all of us come from Memphis. Some of us come from New York. Some of us come from California. Some of us come from Illinois. Some of us come from Mississippi, Louisiana. Lord Jesus, Louisiana. So we come from all over. How come we can't learn our differences from there? There's something wrong with the Negroes in America. It's how long? Y'all gonna sit here and give your money away to get your ass beat? When you see a black man, there are groups of brothers. How we can relate to one another on so many different levels. You don't have to pledge to get no goddamn brotherhood. You black and I'm black. That's our brotherhood. The thing is, nobody's teaching black kids that. These young black boys growing up, walking a whole high school. And they feel alone. They think they have to pledge these elitist organizations. They want to be elitists, but they're not. And again, if it's about manhood, how come the gay dude's still able to make it through? What's manhood about being a homosexual? But they make it through. Plenty of them. I mean, y'all know when y'all go to y'all annual boulets or boule Greek letter conferences, every year all them gay dudes be up in there. How they make it through? So anyway, I'm talking because I'm mad. I'm upset about that young brother. Because it was just unnecessary. And you old heads coming back, y'all keep y'all ass at home. If you're not coming there to be words of wisdom for the young guys that's coming through, who decide to ignore my words and not take this lesson that happened to little brother Caleb as a learning experience, and not to do it, and to find other ways to make yourself feel important. How about you do something special? Be academically charged. Hell, if you play sports, kill them with the sports. If you play an instrument, kill them with the instruments. If you have the gift of gab, that works, fellas. Tell these 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old young men, the gift of gab works. If you're a shy brother, if you're on a college campus, there's shy girls. What is wrong with you? Hell, You don't have to pledge to get no goddamn self-esteem. Get counseling. Get you a life coach. Get a life coach. If you don't know what that is, call me. Send me a message. I'll tell you what it is. Get you a therapist. On that college campus, you got a counseling center. You don't need to pledge. Then here's another thing that's so interesting whenever you ask a member of Divine Nine or a fraternity, they say, well, we pledge so we can get the networking in. First of all, name on your left toe, on your left foot, how many black Greeks own any motherfucking thing that hires anybody. Yeah, we go to this networking thing. All you do is give out cards. And y'all know well as I know. When you try to call them, oh, I'm sorry, man. Oh, the boss ain't even in today. Oh, shit, I was on my lunch break when you called. You can never reach them unless you're a member of the fraternity already. That shit has to stop. I thought we was all black. Unless you pledged, huh? That has to stop. Stop the segregation in our race. Stop it. And yeah, we talk about how divisive, we talk about the gangs, Crips and Bloods. We talk about these churches that separate blacks. But these Divine Nine, these 9 organizations, got 9 organizations of thousands of black men and women, and they all separated by a goddamn t-shirt. And they just want you to be under the impression that what they went through is so deep. It's not deep. It's in the library. But I will say, and I can go even further talking about how they've outlasted their usage. But I will say though, I do enjoy a good fraternity party. If you were to ask me which parties I enjoyed the most, I'd say I enjoyed the Kappa parties. Because it's even when I was young, but in my age now, in my 50s, I enjoyed going to like galas and stuff. And Kappas throw some really nice galas. I don't go to them. Cause when it's about them, I don't go to that stuff. But they require that you dress up and look nice. And number 2, I've always enjoyed going to AKA parties. It's just there's something about them. They've always been a special group. If I'm going to group them off like that, AKAs have always been a special group of women to me. I think my introduction to AKAs when I went to Grambling, I was in my freshman year. I think 89 or spring 90, met this very nice, really cute little AK. She took biology with me, I forget his name that quick, Mr. Duplancher, or Dr. Duplancher. I think it was Dr. Duplancher. And, yeah, she's a cute little something. And she set up she was pretty much a representation of the organization, of the sorority, by her, because she's really nice, really sweet, very feminine, just soft-spoken, cute little something. And when you run across every third AKA, they pretty much like that. Now, have they pledged someone they weren't so cute? Of course. Nobody's perfect. But for the most part, they have some cute young women. And AKAs are, they kind of, I like the way they tend to know what they push, pretty girls with pearl, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just talking about the femininity of it all. And they're very ladylike. But then some of them, just like a lot of them, they can be bitches, I'm sure. And I won't go down the whole thing. Shout out, because I have people I'm cool with who are members of Divine Nine. But would I ever date a sorority chick? Nah. No, because I don't want any of that in my house or in my car or anything around me. But would I kick it? Of course. Pretty woman is a pretty woman to me, regardless. But yeah, so I just wanted to say that, this stuff is kind of played out. Now, we still want to let our young people know you don't have to do that. And talking about for the networking, we can't network with each other. Black people can't net. We always talking about, come on, y'all, we need to get together. That mean those of us who are not in a fraternity or sorority, are you talking about us too? Talking about me too? You don't have to pledge to get no damn networking. What you need to do is go to work. If you're going to work, go to school, get your degree, get some experience, and have a damn good resume. Yeah, I know a lot of them in those places, and human resource all over to do the hiring, but they ain't gonna hire you if you're not in that organization, I guess. But still, that shouldn't be like that. That's why stuff is falling apart now. Because they only tend to want to, we accuse white folks of nepotism race, as relates to race, crying about the DEI. But hell, there's DEI in the Divine Nine. Because they ain't gonna hire you. If they're in a position to hire you, they ain't gonna hire you unless you're part of the Divine Nine. You can debate me later on that shit, but the show won't be for free. So, we right crying about DEI and shit. And in practice, the same thing you accuse the so-called haters of our race do. You do the same stuff. How about we all look at each other like we are? We're black, foundational black Americans. And we can start from there, finally, go back to that and work our way up. So these young people don't think they have to join these organizations. No, NAACP too. It's NAACP, colored people. You still colored people after 100 years? So I know damn well ain't talking about me because I'm not colored. I'm black. I am the infinity or the foundation by which other colors derive from. I am what they want to be. Come on, somebody. When they hope to be. And this shit is crazy. So, but anyway, rest in peace, Caleb, man. I'm sorry that happened to you. And I hope charges need to be pressed. And we really need to look at this particular organization. Q's, what's going on, man? Why y'all act like that? Why y'all produce people to act like that? And of course, not all, but y'all gonna have to come out now. The apologies are not enough. And I was mentioning about Ben Crump. Let me go back, and I ain't forget about it. I just got thrown off for something else. Ben Crump, when the members of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated murdered that black man, Tyree Nichols, in my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee, Ben Crump became their civil attorney, and he set up a lawsuit for $700 and something million to the city of Memphis and the Memphis Police Department. But you know who he didn't add in that lawsuit, who should be sued civilly? The national organization of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Yeah, they should be sued too. And I hope the family of Caleb Wilson, I hope they sue the family. I hope they sue the national organization. And they can, sue the school too. And sue the chapter. That's how you get rid of stuff. Get rid of stuff we don't need. Sue them. Bankrupt them. Get them out of here. Because they've been allowed to get away with that for too long. And that's any of the fraternities. But then you say, well, they volunteer. They volunteer to come in like that. They right. But you know what? They volunteer to join. But they don't join to be damn near dismembered or to die. Just because they pledge, that don't mean that dying has to be a part of it. And so I'm out here tonight to try to discourage young men. Don't join these damn organizations. Get counseling. Go to school. Finish school. When you finish school, go to grad school, law school, medical school, or go to work, or go to business. No, go to a business program and create a business. And build yourself up that way. You don't need these organizations to make you out to be a man. Because again, if you're going through the fraternity route to talk about being a man, and all those gay dudes that's coming through there, and some of them that spank y'all on the ass with the wood, gay dudes. Come on, man, that ain't making no men. Don't no gay dudes come through a manhood ritual, in my opinion. I'm Rico the Opinions. I'm just sharing thoughts. But anyway, y'all be cool. It's your man Rico. Go to my YouTube channel. Subscribe. Please share this video. Share, like. If you're cool with me, fool with me on that Venmo and on that Cash App, $RicoRiversMSW. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.